Hey guys, welcome back. Today is day 2 of reviewing and demoing the Natasha Denona Glam palette, the new palette. So before we get into this, I want to introduce our beautiful model, Winterfrost. She has the coolest names. I had to say first and last name. She is stunning. She has lent us her little angel face today, so we're going to do an eye look for you. So this is day 2. On Tuesday, I demoed this palette live. I reviewed it. I gave my thoughts, so I'll link that video below if you haven't seen it. And today we're going to do an eye look. Last time we did a more, it was definitely glam, but it was like a day glam, like it was more wearable. So on winter today, we're going to go a little bit more dramatic. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I have done all of winter's makeup before we started except for the eyes. So I'm going to lay down these shadow shields. These are really cool. And they're just going to protect her under eye from fallout. So this has been a fun palette for me to play with because, as you guys know, if you saw my other video, it's a cool tone palette. And so it has a lot of silvers. It has cool pinks in it. So it's a little bit different than I tend to gravitate to and a lot of people gravitate towards. But their cool tone palettes are really fun. They can be really flattering. Go ahead and close. So I'm excited to play with it today. Okay, this is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. This is a cream eyeshadow. So I'm going to lay this down next to her lash line and wing it out slightly. And you can be messy with this because we're going to blend it. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit. So I want to do a darker, a smokier eye look on winter. And you can go in straight with the palette if you want. But whenever you apply a cream before shadows, it just helps give it a lot of depth. And let me show you guys how to sanitize things for those of you that are makeup artists after. I generally never use anything except for eyeshadows from its container or stick or whatever on the skin for obvious reasons. But for lip liner and sticks like this, you can. So what you do is you'll just cut off the top with your stainless steel spatula that has touched her, and then you're going to spray it with alcohol to clean it, and then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm again going to slice it off, and you can spray it with alcohol one more time. So already we've removed anything that has touched winter or touched your client, and then you cut it off, and then I do alcohol again as an extra precaution. So I'll let that dry and then I'll slice it again. So you can use your stainless steel spatulas. I have a bunch of these, and you can first I clean them with a wipe and then I put them into barbicide after. Or you can use little disposable guys and throw them away. I have both because these are easier and faster. So if you're a working makeup artist and you're doing a wedding, these are nice because you can use, toss, use, toss, use, toss. But I feel like as a makeup artist, we use a lot of disposables. It's a lot of trash, a lot of things that can or can't be recycled. So I like to use reusable things as needed, but anyways, just so you guys know. Okay, so now that that is on there, I'm going to take a synthetic brush. This is Sigma, and we're just going to go ahead and blend out these edges. So this is a brown color. I don't have the entire Caviar line of sticks. If I did, I would use a gray for this, but I want to show you guys how to kind of work with what you have. You can also use gel eyeliner for this. Just be mindful that gel eyeliner dries so quick and it dries matte. There's very little room for error. So what I would do if I did gel liner is I would probably put the gel liner on a palette and dip my brush into it and blend as I go and do one eye at a time. But these creams are fantastic. They're very blendable and you can keep working with them. So I can apply it on the eye and then go in, which would be my preference because then you can make sure it's relatively even on each eye. So anytime I want to go quite smoky, like have a look with a lot of depth, I definitely would recommend laying down a cream first. You don't need to. The Natasha Denona palette is very, very pigmented. But that being said, this just makes it easier. And Winter, we were like chatting a little bit before we went live, but you said you don't tend to wear a lot of makeup, right?
That is correct.
Have you ever gone glam? Like, do you ever have moments where you're like, oh, I'm going to just go for it and be glam and do a lot of makeup, or not really?
I mean, sometimes I'll do, like, as much as I can.
Okay.
But usually I just do my eyes, if I'm being honest.
Okay. We have beautiful eyes. Well, today will be fun. I'm excited to see your reaction.
I'm excited to see it.
It'll be very beautiful, but Winter's going to work after this. She'll be the most glam employee in the store. Winter's engaged. She has a beautiful ring and she's getting married. I told her we'll have to have her come back and do a bridal look.
Indeed, that'll be really fun.
It'll be so fun. I love doing bridal looks on my channel. That's probably my favorite. Just looks to do anyways.
Is it that much different than what you would be doing now?
So it would just be more natural. So with this, my goal is just to be glam and smoky and like show off the palette, do something kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But with bridal, I feel like the goal is to get it so it looks like obviously super good in person because you're hugging and like greeting all these people, but to look good, like it has to be heavy enough to look good in photos too. So that's sort of the balance, because I feel like with photography, it kind of washes out your makeup a little bit.
That makes sense.
So, but that being said, you can, if you love this makeup look, you can wear it on your wedding day. There's just kind of a look that brides tend to gravitate towards, and it's like, it's you, but better, like just like the most perfect little flawless version of yourself. It's generally the bridal makeup preference. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and dip into the palette. So this is the only thing I'm going to do not in this palette. Since I want to do a look for you guys using this palette, we will only use this. The reason I did a cream first is because I think most of you out there watching probably have an eyeliner pencil or gel eyeliner or something like that. If you have any cream product with any sort of depth in it, anything from like a medium brown, black, gray tone, green, blue, anything to like a deeper color, that will work. So if you have any cream product, that will work. Honestly, even brow gel. Like if you have the Anastasia Dip Brow, which is what I used on Winter today, you can use that on your eye. Anything cream, anything eye safe you can use. So that is why I used a product that's not in this palette. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead, and I kind of wanna go with like the silvery deeper colors today. I wanna do like a silver look. So we are gonna top it with this one. This one is called Center Eyelid. So Natasha in this palette, she named the shades where it's recommended to place them on the face, but we're going to go against the grain. My last review that I'll link below, we went with what was recommended on the recommended areas, but today we're just going to be creative and use whatever we want. So I'm going to use the silver color kind of all over in the middle and then kind of bring it out, and then we will go into probably these two and start to smoke it out. So we'll start with this guy. So this is the silver color, and I'm going to take a flat synthetic brush. Go ahead and close. And we're just going to bring this on the middle. And I do want a little bit of variation on the lid. I want this center lid to be a little bit lighter, so that's why I didn't put cream right there. If you'll notice, I've only put the cream stick exactly where I knew I would want like the darkest part of the eyes. So I guess I sort of am using this where it says to use it, because it says to do the center eyelid, and I am, but I'm bringing it in near the tear duct, and I might bring it up in the crease a little bit. We'll see. Cream sticks are so good for like a quick eye look, like because I laid that down first, this is going to be so much faster than if I just worked with shadows. And I will pull up the live chat. So if you guys have any questions, if you want to say hello to Cute Winter, I'll pull it up. Oh, hey guys. Hey Valerie, Marilyn, Jessamine. Am I saying your name right? That's so pretty. Hi Megan. Okay. Jessamine, she says, what's the brand of the eyeshadow catcher? Okay, so these are shadow shields. And I got it on Amazon. I'll hold it up by Winter's face so you can see. So just the original shadow shields. There's many options when you go on Amazon, and I'm sure they all would work. I like the Shadow Shield brand because I like that you can remove only parts of the sticker. So this entire thing is a sticker. Like you could pull this off too and it would lay on their face. But my preference is to only stick this part near their eye, because anytime you're using like tape or a sticker, you could disrupt the makeup underneath. And so I want as little of that as possible. So I kind of think Sephora might sell these too. I've seen them in makeup supply stores, but honestly, if I can get it on Amazon, I'm getting it on Amazon. So I am a fan. Okay. So now we're going to go, so we did center eyelid. And now we're going to go with this color called Lash Line. It's the deepest color in the palette. It's matte though, and I want this entire look to be shimmery. So I'm going to top the brown with this just to cool it down, and then we're going to take a silver over top of it. Go ahead and close. There might have been one more question. Oh, Megan wants to see a brighter look on you. We'll have to have you back, Winter. And then, can a smoky eye work for wide set eyes? Absolutely. I think, go ahead and close. I think smoky eyes on wide set eyes is stunning. What I would do though is just to bring the smoke near this area too. So wing it out like this, do a big bold smoky eye, but then add some depth right in here. I will link for you my tutorial on wide set eyes and exactly how I lay the makeup down. And it's my foundation that I always use like that structure when I do wide set eyes, and I just modify it to whatever look I'm doing. I love wide set eyes. I think they're so pretty. They're very runway. I feel like when you see a lot of fashion magazines and stuff, wide set eyes are very striking, and so those models get cast a lot. So I think it's very pretty. So I'm going in with a really light hand on this. I'm just essentially dusting over the areas I want to be the darkest. But since I know that I want it to be shimmery, I don't want to really pack this on because it is matte. So I don't want to make it too hard for myself to go back in and cover it.
So I'm really excited that this is going to be like a shimmery look, because the few times that I do eyeshadow, I've done like this like gold or like rose gold, like bright, shiny, like glitter almost. So this is like, I feel like this is like right up my alley.
So pretty. So you're like drawn to shimmers.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways, yay. This is so perfect. I didn't even know. It's like I sensed that your love of glitter without even knowing it. Okay, so now we're topping it with glitter. So this is our third color we've used from the palette. This one is called Outer Eyelid. I'll hold it up by Winter again so you can see. So they can see. Winter probably can't see. So this one's Outer Eyelid. So this is what I did on the center. This is Outer Eyelid. So it's basically a darker version than that. But you will notice they're not too far off. Like this one's like a light silver, this one's a dark silver essentially. So if I had just gone in with this one, it would be a lot lighter, so not as striking and as heavy. That's why I layered it with the cream in this one. So but that's kind of what I've been liking about this palette. Go ahead and close. It's very versatile. You can do a day look, you can do a dark look. I think it's really well made for a cool tone palette. What I've seen a lot of companies do is just sort of throw all like the very neutral cool shades in it, but I feel like this one was very well planned. She has a couple different color stories going on in the palette. You could do a cool tone pink look, obviously a cool tone silvery gray like what we're doing, and then there's enough just cool tone neutrals in general that you could wear this just day to day without doing the sparkles. I really like a good thought out amount of mattes and shimmers. I feel like that's what really makes a palette have longevity, and this one does, because we all love shimmers and they're so fun, but mattes are probably more day-to-day wearable. They're just easier, so I like when a palette has both in it, and this one does. She did a great job. So far I love it. Okay, so I am bringing it in. Winter has, go ahead and open. She has slightly hooded eyes. No, not really. Before I started putting makeup on you, they looked a little bit hooded, but they don't right now because you see plenty of the lid. But I do want a little bit of depth right near the eyebrow. Go ahead and close. No, they're totally not hooded now. I changed my mind. It's funny. Sometimes when you start to put crease colors on, like, the shape of their eye, like, visually changes.
I would love to tell you what my eyes are, but I have absolutely no idea.
Well, good, then you would be correct to me. You'd be like, Julie, no, they're the shape. Okay. All right, go ahead and open for me. So, honestly, that's all with, like, the basic shadows. So now we're going to go ahead and deepen it up with some liner and then, like, our finishing work. But truly so simple. If you have any cream shadows in your arsenal, if you don't and you're looking to get one, I like the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. They're fantastic. Okay, let's do an inner corner pop and then we'll do the liner for you guys. So we'll stay in this palette. So she has a cool one I haven't done yet. So she has 2 colors in here labeled inner corner. So this is like a silvery one that I'm going to use. Does she have 2? I feel like I used a different one last time. Oh, yeah. This one's like the pinky one. We're going to use the silver. We're doing all silvers on Winter today. You'll match your name, Winter Cross. You'll be like the ice queen.
I love it.
We didn't have time before we started, but I almost wanted to, like, curl your hair for you and have you just be like a very glam, like, winter queen. What hair color are you gonna do for your wedding?
Oh, I have no idea.
Are you usually, because you have, like, purple in it.
I do.
And you're blonde. What's your, like, normal, like, do you keep up with the purple or are you usually blonde?
I mean, I don't think I've actually gone back to the original brown that my hair was for, like, a little while. Because I did it silver and then I got tired of the silver. So then I actually did the underside rainbow.
Oh my gosh.
But purple was the only one that's still in there.
Okay, purple, like, made it through the test of time. That's funny. I feel like red is the color that usually, like, the color molecule sticks better. Like, red is hard to get out, but your little purple just bonded with you. It's like, I will stay. Go ahead and open and look down. I'm going to do the waterline. So we're going to go in her waterline. You guys have seen me do this before. It's the best. If you've never done eyeliner on your waterline and you don't have eye sensitivities, definitely try it. It's so good. And this is just a angled brush by MAC. It's the 266. Go ahead and look at the brush for me and look over this way. I like this brush, and there's a flat brush I like too. I'm going to go, usually I switch brushes. Okay, you can blink if you need to. You're doing a great job. For never having your makeup done, that part's weird, and you weren't flinching, so I kept going. But usually, so when I do this waterline part, I have a technique that works so good. So I'll go ahead and I'll take this brush or a flat brush, just anything that's a little bit wider, and I'll go ahead and blink a couple times, and I'll go all the way, look over there. And then I usually switch my brush when I get to this area because I like the tear duct area to have its waterline done. Go ahead and look forward. It gives it, the eyes a really, really pretty sort of just drama to them, if that makes sense, but still natural. But on Winter, since I'm going more smoky, I'm going to keep this brush. I want that to be a little bit thicker. Go ahead and close. Because usually the tear duct area is where you need to be really precise and really thin with your waterlining, or it just can look off. But for this look, I want like a thicker eyeliner, so I don't need to switch brushes. And because Winter's eyes actually are not hooded, I can also do a thicker line of liner and it's going to look great. Have you ever worn the false lashes before, Winter?
I have not.
You have not? Oh my gosh. Well, we have to then.
I've always seen them, but they always intimidated me too much. I was like, I'm too scared.
Oh, we're for sure doing them. This is so fun. Your lashes, oh my gosh, your natural lashes though. I'm just kind of looking at them for the first time. They're crazy long. Or do you use anything?
No, other than mascara, not
no
really
like growth
anything.
Serum?
Nope.
Okay, well, no wonder you've never worn the false lashes. You basically have your own set. But we definitely will. The lashes I want to use on you today are a bit thicker, so we're like going for it. Usually if someone had never worn them, like if you were my client, I would do like very natural, like light ones, but you'll like these. They'll
I'm
be
excited.
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and look up for me. I'm going to remove the pads. We'll see how they did. Yeah, they did. Honestly, I'm surprised. They always do. They'll pull up a little bit of the concealer unless you set it with a ton of powder before. So for those of you that were asking about the shadow shields, if you want absolutely zero disruption of your underneath makeup, you're going to want to go ahead and powder a lot, setting under the eyes, like essentially bake. Like you don't want to put it on over top of unblended powder, but you would want to powder a lot, and then the sticky wouldn't disrupt the makeup. But I don't like a lot of powder under the eyes, so I don't do it. I'd rather fix the concealer myself. But if you want to avoid that, that is how. Okay, go ahead and look up for me. And then we're going to waterline the bottom too. So this is what's going to give you the drama, is this bottom waterline. This changes everything. So we could do this exact same look and not, do you need a blink? You're so good at keeping your eyes open. Oh my gosh. We could do this exact same look and not fill in the bottom waterline, and it would look completely different, way more natural. Like look forward at the camera. There's this bottom waterline is lined from the transfer from above, but even this you can tell. Okay, go ahead and look up again. Yeah, if you generally doing this to yourself is totally fine, but when somebody else does it to you, it's like your eyes get dry, you need a blink. Go ahead and blink a couple times, unless you're Winter. She has like magical eyes. They're like totally not watering. But I know there are makeup artists that watch my channel too, so just like you can kind of tell when you're working on somebody if they're gonna need a blink a lot. And what's truly funny, and tell me if this is you in the comments if you've had your makeup done, people with blue eyes need to blink so much more. Like they're so much more sensitive to light and to anything. So if I have a very like light-eyed client, I know, like use your clear glue. Be careful, like they need to blink. It's funny. Okay, these are the lashes we're gonna use on Winter. You excited?
Ooh.
They're very glam. I like these little guys. They're glam, but they're wearable. So stunning. We're gonna put these on and then we're gonna do our finishing work, because sometimes the lashes kind of cover what you've done. Pull these out. Okay, no, just me. It's she says, I'm asking you so many questions. That's totally great. I love it. Okay, and I'm guessing I'm getting your name right because you didn't correct me. She said to use a smaller blending brush for Asian eyes. And then what's the gel liner you're doing? Does it stay all day and doesn't smudge? Okay, so yes, for Asian eyes like a monolid, I would use a bigger and a smaller. So I would actually, like my starting brush for Asian eyes and monolids is a very, very wide blending brush. Go ahead and close for me, because I have found that what really opens up monolids in Asian eyes is if you bring your crease color fairly high. Basically what I did on Winter today, this would work. So see how I brought it almost up near the brow bone? So I'd use a big brush to diffuse it, and then I would, if you're doing detail work, just the area of lid space you're working on kind of looks different when your eyes are open on an Asian eye, so I would. This brush though, this is the 217 by MAC, and it's a pretty great size. It's like large enough to do detail work, but because it's beveled, like the tip is a little bit pointy, if you don't apply as much pressure, only a small area of the brush is touching the skin. So I actually kind of use this as a medium and a small brush, if that makes sense. If I want a bigger area covered, go ahead and close. I'm just going to press down more and you can see like how much area of the eyes that's covering. But if you just barely press, like use the tip, it works as a detail brush, if that makes sense. I do that just so I don't have to go grab so many different brushes. I can just keep a lot of that one. But this one, this is Morphe E17. I'll hold this up by Winter. So this is a tiny little guy, and this is really good for detail work. So long-winded answer to your question. Okay, and then, oh yay, I was saying your name right. And then for the waterline, this is the Anastasia waterproof cream color, and this is in the color Jet. It's just the black one. And you asked if it stayed all day. I will answer that once I trim start pulling out her eyelashes because we're probably going to need to trim these. Maybe not. Actually, I think I'm going to curl your lashes first. Okay, does that pinch at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Does that feel all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, that was a first for me.
Have you never had them curled?
Nope.
It's so weird when someone else curls your lashes. It's like, excuse me, get out of my business.
It's like I'm used to the brush near my eyes,
Yeah.
but like big metal thing, I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
Well, you did great, Winter. Go ahead and look down. Have you had your makeup done?
Never like professionally. I've had my sister do it.
Okay.
But it was never really like this.
Like a moment.
Yeah.
Like a big official thing. Well, yay, Winter. This is so fun. Okay, so back to the gel liner doesn't stay all day. It depends on your eye shape. On Winter's eyes, it may stay all day and not transfer. The same person that asked the question asked about Asian eyes. So Asian eyes, monolids, and hooded eyes all tend to have this problem where your eyeliner migrates. Like it'll either, on monolids, Asian eyes, oftentimes you'll get kind of like a line on the upper lid. For hooded eyes, it will transfer down below. That's what happens with my eyes. And so I would say no, it wouldn't last all day. But that being said, I have never found any eyeliner on Asian eyes and hooded eyes that like by itself will just last all day. So definitely try setting it powder. It depends. I'm assuming you asked that because you probably have difficulties with your liner lasting all day, and it may still transfer, but this one's pretty good. I buy ones that say they're waterproof, smudge proof because they tend to do better. This one has worked better on me than often ones, but it still can transfer. So what I would do is I would just use minimal. Kelly's laughing. I don't know. It's funny. She get a comment. I was Winter making faces.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
She's like, no, I'm totally fine. Okay. This glue needs a second more to dry. Winter asked if it was okay. She's like, sometimes I make faces. And I'm like, oh, that's totally fine. At least it will keep the live stream from being boring. Winter's adorable. We're happy to have her today. So Winter is the cutest. She goes to church with me, or she did before she graduated high school, right? Because now yeah. And her little sister is my babysitter, and she's just the best. I love her whole family. We were talking how they have the coolest names because their last name is Frost. So Winter is Winter Frost.
Two of us have the coolest
yes,
names.
and that's what's funny. And then your sister's name is Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two other siblings, they'll have like names that don't necessarily go with Frost. Yeah. Are they jealous?
I don't know.
Look down for me, but don't close. I feel like you should be famous. It's like a stage name almost. Like one you would choose for yourself if you got to pick. I love it so much. I think Winter's really pretty in general. I always wanted twins, and I'm like, if I have twins and they're girls, I'm going to name them Winter and Summer. I feel like it would be so cute.
I've actually met a summer, and I've met an autumn, but I've never met a spring.
Yeah, I've never met a spring either.
That's the one season I've never met.
Yeah, same. How cute to have 4 babies all at once and name them all the season.
That'd be pretty cute. I'm being honest. That'd be pretty cute.
And a lot of work, but it'd be so cute. People aren't having 4 babies anymore.
It's hard. It's expensive.
Well, 4 at once. I feel like back in the day, did you ever hear about Octomom?
Yes.
Okay, how she had like 8 babies? Mm-hmm. Because when you used to do fertility treatments, you could just pop in all the eggs. And I think they have a legal limit now, or it's like strong.
Really?
Like we did IVF. That's not how it didn't end up working, but when you go in, they like strongly, like they just want you to put in 1 or 2. But it's hard on your body. It's like understandable. But I really feel like when IVF was like newer, they're like, how many do you want? And they would just pop them in. So maybe 15 years ago, people could have 4 babies and name them the seasons. Get that straight. I love this lash on you, Winter. I'm so excited for you to see. So, little side note, you guys, back to the Glam palette. So when I do cool eyes and silver eyes, there are two go-to lip and cheek combos that always look good, 100% of the time. And one of them is what I did on Tuesday. It's like the nude, the bronzy nude. So you keep everything nude and you do sort of like a nude lip with a hint of peach. That's going to look great. And then like a bronzy cheek. My other one that I love is this combo on Winter, the pinks. Like petal pink lip and cheek is super pretty and flattering. It just goes, it pairs really well with the cool tones in the eyes. Go ahead and look down. So I made sure to do each of those. You can obviously do anything you want. Absolutely, but those are good go-tos. Okay, see how the gel liner transferred a little bit up there because I had her open before it was completely set. That's what tends to happen on mono lids. But it's no problem. You just buff it out. So I would just wait for it to set. So if you have mono lids or something and you're using gel product or hooded eyes, just use less product and wait for it to set. Keep your eyes closed before you open, and then you can set it with powder. There's also a product by Ben Nye, and it's called Final Seal. And I used to use that. I don't know if I've ever used it with gel liner, but I would use it with like the powder mixing mediums that were meant to go with it, and that would work really well. That wouldn't transfer, so you just have to experiment. Okay, I love, love, love how that is looking. I'm gonna grab a cotton pad if I can find one. Okay, so we're gonna just continue to smoke out the eyes slightly. Okay, so let's go ahead. I actually love how this is looking, but I want to add more under the eyes. And so I'm gonna add a little more smokiness on top, and then we're gonna buff out the underneath. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm actually gonna use that tiny little brush we talked about, and I'm gonna go in with this color. This is called Lash Line. This is the matte dark gray color. Go ahead and close. And we're just gonna smoke out this outer edge. And you could also use the black. If I wasn't sticking with one palette today, I may have chosen to use the black for this. But I kind of like sticking with all silvers, so. But see the difference in these eyes? This one just has a little more drama on the outer corner that we did. And I'm essentially just pressing it in. I'm doing like pressing motions, and then I'll swivel a little bit to blend it. And then I'm gonna dust off on my cotton pad and go back in with that gray, that dark gray. And I'm using this little cotton pad so we don't have fallout. And the reason I'm going in with this dark gray is because I want to add shimmer. The darkest color in this palette is matte. We don't want any mattes on Winter today. 100% shimmer. Okay, I'm going to go in. We're going to switch brushes, and I want to be careful which brush I use, because if you go too fat of a brush underneath, it's not going to do the look I want. So I'm going to go in with a little shader brush today. And I'm going to go in with this silver color called Outer Eyelid. Going to have Winter look up. And we're just going to put this all under her eyes. We're going to give her a nice sort of diffused look. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of go over top of the waterline just to soften it a little bit. You can blink if you need to. Pretty. I'm going to open this little guy up. You can kind of see in camera just the difference between the two eyes. Okay, go ahead and look up for me. A lot of people will focus all the eyeshadow on top. Go ahead and blink a couple times. But if you add some smokiness to the under, it really completes the look, and it will make it look more intense. And then, so you guys can kind of see why Winter looks up. And if you need a blink why I do this, Winter, you can. Why she looks up. See how her natural lashes, although they're super dark, they look lighter on top of these false lashes we put on because the false lashes are black. That's why I always do mascara, especially for a look like this. I definitely want to add mascara because I want her lashes to be very, very black. I don't want to miss out on any of that intensity. Okay, and like I said, her concealer got slightly disrupted from the pad, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Let me see, look forward. Yeah, we really didn't get much fallout. Those shadow shields did a good job. But I am gonna clean, we're gonna just reapply a little bit of concealer. So I use the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Vanilla for under her eyes. It's a really pretty shade for fair skin.
You said vanilla, now I want ice cream.
I know. That sounds delicious, actually. My parents got me an ice cream maker for my birthday, which was so sweet and also random. But I made ice cream. I'm like, oh, this is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Dude, sometimes homemade ice cream is
so
like
good.
the best.
I had never had it before.
Dude, it's like the best.
It's so good. I made vanilla. It was magical. I loved it. Thank you. Kelly fixed my extension. She's the best. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to set it a little bit with concealer. Okay. Oh, Marjorie says she loves the faces you're making, Winter. She says you're super cute. And then Tammy says you're beautiful. And Justine says you look amazing.
Aww.
So pretty.
Everyone's so nice.
I know, they're sweethearts. You guys really are the best. I was telling Winter before we started, I'm like, the live viewers are just honestly angels. They'll probably just compliment you the whole time, and they're so sweet. Makes it fun to be a model. Okay, we're going to do some mascara. This one's Too Faced. Just to deepen things up. And then we'll do the big reveal. We will show Winter. Yay! So Kelly took a before video for us so that you guys can see, since we didn't do full face on camera today, so you can see the complete before and after. I'll have you play that once now, Kelly, and then we'll play it again like right at the end. So for Winter's brows, Winter has like awesome, really full, beautiful brows. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was that scary? Came right at your eye. Okay, look down. Perfect. Sorry about that. So we use the Anastasia Dip Brow and an angled brush, and I just drew hairs in. Look up for me. I'm going to get your bottom lashes just to kind of fill in her brows. Okay, go ahead and close. Good. Fanny for a second. So we did dip brow on the eyes. We did just a liquid foundation, and then I set it with Laura Mercier powder. We did bronzer to contour the face, and then I did just a pink blush. I didn't do liquid blush this time. And then we did MAC Edge to Edge lip liner, MAC Cream Cup lipstick, and then Buxom White Russian gloss. Look up for me. Your bottom lashes are like so thick, Winter. They're so pretty.
I thought they were like super thin.
Oh, they're totally thick.
Shows I know nothing.
Oh, they're so thick. Well, they're not supposed to be like as thick as your top lashes, but they're so thick. Okay, let's play the before video one more time so you guys can see the full transformation, and then we will show Winter. We will do the big reveal. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here you go.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful.
It's so pretty, huh? You wear it well. Like, this is glam, but like, you look great. You can go to work.
Dude, my lashes are so long now.
Oh, yeah. This is Winter's first time wearing the false lashes, and we went for it. We did these guys, so she's very glam, but it looks so pretty.
Dude, the under eye shield really helped, because I know whenever I put my eyeshadow on, it always like bleeds below, but
Yeah.
Nah, dude, that looks beautiful.
It looks so good. Winter, you babe. Oh my gosh. You look great. Thank you for being my model. You were so good.
Thank you for doing this. This is beautiful.
Oh, of course.
Thank
Well,
you.
you were beautiful to begin with. And thank you guys so much for watching. So, new live streaming schedule. If you're tuning in now for one of the first times, instead of Monday through Thursday, we're doing Tuesday and Thursday live stream. So I am working on some other things I may put up on other days, but to be live, to be here, 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm so grateful for those of you that watch us live. You're so sweet to always comment. But if you miss my lives, you can always catch the replay. They usually upload about an hour after we're in streaming and you watch them as a normal video. So we will see you guys next week.